So this is S&B modern production soft point 8mm Mauser. So we're going to chronograph this and see how it compares to some of the military surplus rounds that we've shot in the past. I believe, if I remember correctly, these are 180 grain. $2,701. $2,684. $2,673. $2,689. $2,710. $2,676. $2,677. $2,663. $2,672. All right. So that was our time on the range. First off, we had absolutely no malfunctions with either feeding or with light strikes or anything like that. No problems at all. And I think part of that is due to the shape of this bullet. I've had problems with other soft point 8mm ammo, normally when the soft point is more round than this. However, since this one has this little ridge right here, I had no problems feeding whatsoever. The velocity, though, is what is more interesting to me. Our velocity low was 2,663, and our velocity high was 2,710. That is a spread of 47 feet per second, and this is one of the better ammos that I've tested so far. Only one or two have been in that 40 to 50 range. Most of them have been quite a bit more than that. So as far as consistency goes, this ammo is pretty good. However, the height of the velocity is more what I would be concerned about. The average was 2,682.8. This is almost 200 feet per second higher than our next highest ammo, which was Italian ammo from 1952. That one fired at 2,482. So you can see this is a much higher ammo as far as it is firing. Now, what does this mean? It means a few things. One of the frequent things that I've heard, and this isn't the most common thing I've heard, but it's one of the explanations for why Turkish ammo fires at such a high velocity, is that this Turkish ammo that fires at such a high velocity was made to match the German ammo specifications. Now, this isn't anything I've heard from reputable sources, but normally it's a reason people give on forums as to why this ammo has such a high velocity. One of the things that they will also say when they say that is that modern S&B ammo is still loaded to this same specification. I basically discredited this as just blatantly untrue because I felt like I had heard the other explanation about Turkish ammo from more reputable sources. I will have a video on Turkish ammo coming soon, so be expecting that and subscribe if you want to see it when it does come. As to the other applications relating to this ammo firing at such a high velocity with this bullet weight, for that, wait till the end of the video when I give some of my personal opinions and recommendations. This is Sellier and Bellot 8mm, and this is a hunting load. I'm going to call it S&B from now on because I am not good at speaking foreign languages. So you can see that that is the front of the box. Then on the top it has some information about S&B as a company, where it is in the Czech Republic, 8x57 JS, sometimes it's called JS, sometimes it's called IS. Don't get too bogged down in that. 196 grain or 12.7 grams, and then it has some other markings there that you can see. And then this side is just logos, this side is all warning labels. You can see that there will be 20 rounds packaged in there, and these are hunting loads, so you can see that they have the soft tip at the front. So here you can see the head stamps, and you can see that even though we had such a high velocity, the primers still look perfectly fine. They're flat, there's no volcanoing into the firing pinhole, and on top of that, there's no bulging out of the pocket or really anything to go along there. So as you can see, it says S and B, and then it has this little symbol right here. It's a circle with
three little horns coming out of the top. And the interesting thing is I've seen this symbol on some surplus S&B ammo as well. Surplus Czech ammo from the 1940s and beyond. Then it says 8x57 JS. This is a telltale sign that this is not surplus ammo because surplus ammo always is 7.92 instead of 8. However, in America, calling it 8mm is much more popular.
As for the bullet weights, I pulled 9 bullets. The lowest was 196.4 grains, and the highest was 196.8 grains. So that leads to a total spread of 0.4 grains. This ammo is very consistent in the bullet category. This is the best ammo that we've seen. The next closest in bullet weight is the Egyptian ammo that we tested, and there may actually be a reason why this would be less consistent that I'll show you in just a second. In general, though, the bullet weight, much like the velocities, is very consistent. The average was 196.56.
All right, here you get a chance to see the bullets. I left this one round up here so that you can see what the bullets look like while they are still in the round. The base is not hollow like many of the military surplus rounds I've seen, but it is flat. It's not a boat tail projectile. This right here is a boat tail projectile that I have up here for comparison. This one came from FedArm ammo, which is built with at least German cases, but I would guess German bullets as well. So the boat tail means that it gets narrow at the back instead of saying just as wide as the rest of the bullet like this one does. Then obviously you can see that the bullet is soft, and the thing I was talking about not being able to measure these absolutely perfectly is while I was pulling them, they would hit the bottom of the bullet puller and they would get dented like that. Now, there was no way to really cushion the fall without also worsening my powder measurements. So because of that, there's just this little mark on the front of the cartridge. However, the bullets came perfectly flat, just like they're supposed to be. This one just got hit and in a weird way and added that little X mark on it. The other reason I have this bullet right here is one of the reasons I would guess for why the bullets are shaped this way is to provide more surface area with the rifling. And you can see that this bullet has more area connected to the rifling than this one will.
Next, let's talk about the powder weights. The powder weight low was 52.4 and the powder weight high was 55.6. That leads to a total spread of 3.2 grains. Now, I want to talk about this for just a second. I just moved, as you might know, and now I live on the second floor. So part of the problem of living on the second floor is I can't pull bullets by pounding them against my floor anymore. So I pulled these bullets outside. I still measured them inside because the wind was messing with my scale, but I am not super trusting of these numbers. I'm wondering if some of that powder blew away or fell out. Normally, if I'm testing that inside, I can see if powder falls on the ground. In these situations, I can't. I did have one number that I pulled out because I know I spilled some of the powder, but I want to say I don't know if this powder testing is entirely accurate. I want to be very transparent on that with you guys. The average was 54.36.
The powder is these little beads or spheres, and the only other powder that we've seen that was shaped like this, so far in surplus testing, I know this powder is popular with modern ammo, is the Israeli ammo from the 1950s. I haven't done much reading into this, however, I have heard that some Israeli ammo was granted or given to them by the Czechs, which would make sense if they use the exact same powder. If S&B is just using this powder today because it's the most common powder today, or if it's just the powder that they choose to use, that's also a perfectly logical explanation.
One thing I would like to note is that the powder weight is about 10 grains more than any other powder I've tested, so maybe that is why this ammo is firing at such a higher velocity compared to all the others. So now let's talk about my personal opinion of this ammo. The first thing that I would like to bring up is price. This is hunting ammo, and if I have any hunters out there, or if you don't hunt but you've been just buying any ammo you can find during the COVID situation, hunting ammo is usually more expensive. Now, this box of 20 rounds ran me $29. That is quite a bit more than any of the surplus ammo that I've found, but as far as modern production ammo goes, that's only about $10 more or 50 cents more per round. That doesn't seem too crazy for hunting ammo, but if you're just going to go out and shoot this ammo, it gets pretty expensive there. Because of this very high velocity, I would not fire this ammo in a Gewehr 88 or a 8mm Mauser rifle that's not known for having a very strong action. I just say that is generally unwise with an ammo that is firing at this high of a velocity. So usually, the reason I bring this up is because usually I have heard that although military surplus ammo is not safe in a Gewehr 88, modern production ammo is. This modern production ammo is probably not, and I would not shoot it if I had a Gewehr 88. As for shooting it in a Mauser action, Mauser actions are renowned for being very solid, very sturdy, and very safe. I haven't even heard a Mauser action rifle blowing up due to like Turkish 8mm, so I would definitely feel safe shooting this in my Mauser all day long with no concern. Another thing that I would like to say about this ammo is that I am very happy with how well it fed. A few of the soft point rounds that I've tested have not fed well. Some have, some haven't, but this one feeds flawlessly, even in Yugoslavian rifles. I think that's about all I have for today. If you have any questions or comments about this particular ammo, or other ammos you'd like to see me test, please leave those in the comments down below. It really helps me when you comment or like and share it with other people, as well as subscribing, so please do that as well. And I will see you guys in my next video. I've changed up my upload schedule, so I'm doing a more serious video every other week, and then in the meantime, I'm doing just like, if I took a friend out shooting, some stuff from that, or just a fun video or a short or something like that. All right, you guys have an awesome time, and I will see you guys in a couple weeks. Goodbye.